Timo on his shit now. Hush your mouth, going up, sit down. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, three finger alone when I try. Some people say they can't understand the accent. As if anybody asked them.
Yo, this your boy Timo, one half of the group City, aka Rock City, and I'm about to break down Three Fingers for the Culture. I was in the back of a truck heading country. See, they thought that I was from another country. VIUS territory. We never been in it for the glory, just the respect. Now act like you heard me. Please take a step back. Give me 4 feet. He's really anyway to run the game now, and you couldn't see me even if you had floor seats. I was trying my best to embody certain things as our culture here, like riding in the back of a truck, hitching a ride. Country town, east, west, you know, that's how our culture is here. And we from the US Virgin Islands, and immediately when we tell people we from the Caribbean, or they hear our accent, even though it's US territory we from, just their ignorance and not knowing that, they immediately think we from another country. Feels just like sand through an hourglass, and I don't ever plan to let an hour pass without me getting straight to the check 50% now, then I'm ready for the other half. My mother used to watch a lot of soap opera and shit when we were growing up, and Days of Our Lives being one of them. If anybody familiar with just like sand through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. I'll never forget that shit. See, life ain't nothing but another class. Teaching people how to overcome a loss is really only winning and learning, and losing don't exist even before you could become a boss. That's why dripping like I hop out of the shower fast. Swaggy, like, you know what I mean? Like, whole world trying to take our sauce. All black something in the lot, pull up looking like somebody cut the power off, like so. Was it floor seats?
I think we're floor seats.
Yeah, that's where we stopped.
Hold it on. You know that we done pick up with it most fuck. And we don't done. Three finger alone when I try it up. Yeah, yeah. You know that we done pick up with it most fuck. Yeah, yeah. Three finger alone when I try it up.
Some people in the studio try and come up with the right hook for that song, and I was overthinking it like I usually do with most of my songs. I had my boy Scazio in the studio with me, and another good friend of mine, this African dude that live in Atlanta named Life. Both of them in the studio with me, and I try and figure out what to do for this hook. And as you hear in the intro of the song, I start off, yeah, yeah. That was just me just getting myself ready to get into the verse. But the engineer kept it on the top of the song, so when they heard that, they were like, I like that, yeah, yeah, like you should keep that. Scarzo were like, yo, like it just seemed like it should be simple. You talking that VI shit and they're like, should just say something out, you know what I mean? Like 3 fingers or 3 finger alone so they kind of helped me come up with a hook. I wasn't in love with it at first. After I lived with it, you know, right around in the car to it a few times, I was like, you know something? It fits, you know, and I don't have to overthink it. It don't have to be, it fits. And it's a vibe. More than anything, it's a vibe. Like when I first heard that beat, I was sitting on a beat for maybe 6 months. I had loved it. I just didn't know what to do with it yet. One day I going through beats and I come up on that beat and I went in the back of a truck heading. I was like, hell yeah, it all came to me. Some people say they can't understand the accent. As if anybody asks them. Tread light if you don't want problems. Something on my waist that could sing you an anthem. It never failed, especially earlier on in our career. Any place we go, people can't understand we. When I first moved to Atlanta, I used to work at Chick-fil-A, and I had an older guy come in there. Yo, where you from, young man? From St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. And this man told me I need to go back to school and learn how to speak English. You can only imagine, you know, what transpired after, but I said that to say that's something that I've been dealing with majority of my life when I travel. I've adapted to living in Atlanta, to being able to speak with everybody there can understand me. But I'm so proud of where I'm from that in my music, I rapping in my local native dialect. And I know that might not be the easiest thing for the average person that's not from here to understand. And I just wanted to make it very clear that I don't care if you don't understand me. They understand me. The people who I'm making it for, they understand me. And that's what's important. We're already in my future from back when I had tunes with the future in my past tense. Me, Benny D used to share an apartment. I had to speak facts. They don't just chat nonsense. I actually do have tunes with future from back in the day, you know. I ain't just popping shit. I am, but I popping facts though. We all used to work with a really, really known, popular, legendary production team from out of Atlanta known as Organized Noise. Me, Benny D used to share an apartment, facts. Now when you see me pulling up, I see the whole hood rolling up. And the irony is that I remember when they used to tell me I wasn't good enough and I wasn't hood enough. When I back home now, make the whole hoodie rub. Hold it on for a while. When the whole crew going up, we ain't slowing up. We still pulling up, still hitting. I mean, clearly he ain't growing up. When Rock City in town and we doing stuff and we performing and we on the VI and we on St. Thomas, the housing man them who we still have connects with, they're there at our shows. You know what I mean? So when you see me rolling up, I see the whole hood pulling up. It wasn't like necessarily just people in my hood that were telling me I wasn't good enough or I wasn't hood enough. It was just different people. You know, me and my brother would get sometimes like, whack, that's trash. But we believed in what we were doing so much that we didn't care how whack it was to people. We had believed that it was good or it will get good. But when I back home now, I had to make the whole hoodie rub. Hold it on for what? When the whole crew going up, you see me, my brother, my boy, them, Todd, Pressure, Voss, Jamal, any one of them, Benny, Jan, you see me and all my people them together, or even if I would, the younger generation of people and we moving, we turning up, we having fun. You see me in Juve, me and my wife, you know how we do it. You know what I mean? Like, that's, it's just live life, man. We only have one, so enjoy every minute of it that you can. If the money ain't right, me showing up, looking so lustrous, see me glowing up. VI sign, only thing we throwing up. Please don't call me when you see me blowing up. Pause. This your boy Timo, one half of the group R City, aka Rock City, and we just finished breaking down the lyrics for 3 Fingers for the Culture. Right about now.
Yeah. You know that we don't kick up with it most fuck. Yeah. 3 finger alone when I throw it up.